Scrum Masters Elite _UK, the Sorensen-McGee story, lessons on choosing your path, discipline, and sustainable growth. Subscribe to explore more.
Regarding Braxton Sorensen-McGee and her decision to recommit to New Zealand Rugby as well as the Black Ferns Sevens team until 2027. The first thing that impressed me was not just the talent of a young athlete, but the way she is shaping her own development path. At 19, an age when many people are still struggling to find themselves, Sorensen-McGee has made strategic choices, balancing passion, ambition, and long-term growth. This made me reflect deeply on how each of us approaches opportunities and defines our future. One of the most remarkable aspects of this story is her decision to pursue both rugby formats simultaneously, sevens and 15s. This is not an easy choice. These two formats differ significantly in physical demands, tactics, and pace. Rugby sevens requires speed, agility, and quick decision-making in open space, while rugby 15s emphasizes strength, long-term strategy, and complex coordination between positions. For a young athlete to aim to conquer both formats demonstrates great confidence, but also a relentless drive for improvement. From her words, I can clearly sense that she is not simply trying things out, but actually has a well-defined plan for her journey. She prioritizes Black Ferns Sevens, where she had a memorable debut season and found an environment that supports her all-around development. Yet she does not give up her desire to prove herself in 15s rugby. This leads me to an important realization. Sometimes success is not about choosing a single path, but about knowing how to allocate time, energy, and opportunities to grow in multiple dimensions without losing focus.
Another detail that stood out to me is how she talks about the team environment. Sorensen-McGee emphasized that it has helped her grow not only in skills, but also in character. This made me think about the role of environment in personal development. A good environment does not just build professional skills, it shapes attitudes, mindset, and values. In elite sports, where pressure is constant, having a supportive and inspiring team is extremely important. From a personal perspective, this is a powerful reminder. When choosing a workplace or learning environment, we should not only look at reputation or short-term opportunities, but also consider whether it will support our long-term growth. A positive environment can push us beyond our limits, while a negative one can hold back potential we may not even realize we have. Sorensen-McGee's journey also reflects another truth. Success does not happen by chance. Her debut for the Black Ferns in 2025, her standout performance at the World Championship, and her Breakthrough Player of the Year award were not accidental. They are the result of preparation, effort, and the ability to seize opportunities. What's notable is that she does not stop at early achievements, but continues to set new, even more challenging goals. This made me reflect on how people react to success. Some see it as a stopping point, a peak to rest on. But for those with true ambition, success is merely a stepping stone to greater goals. Sorensen-McGee seems to belong to the latter group. She does not let titles slow her down, but instead uses them as a foundation to go further.
Another aspect I deeply appreciate is her sense of gratitude. In professional sports, where competition is fierce and egos can be large, it is not easy for a young athlete to remain humble and grateful. She values the opportunity to compete, to learn, and to grow with her teammates. This reflects not only her character but also a strong mental foundation, crucial for sustaining a stable career. I realize that in life, gratitude can completely change how we see things. When we are grateful, we find meaning in small things, overcome difficulties more easily, and maintain long-term motivation. On the other hand, focusing only on what we lack can lead to dissatisfaction and a loss of direction. This story also made me think about the idea of challenging oneself. Sorensen-McGee does not choose the safe path, but actively seeks new challenges in both rugby formats. This requires not only skill but also courage. Challenging oneself means accepting risks, failures, and pressure. Yet these are precisely the factors that help people grow the fastest. For me, this is a clear lesson. If we stay within our comfort zone, we will struggle to fully discover our potential. Major progress often begins with the courage to try, to fail, and to learn. What matters is having a clear goal and being willing to pay the price for the journey. From a fan's perspective, Sorensen-McGee's story is highly inspiring. She is not only a talented athlete but also a model of effort, discipline, and continuous improvement. Fans can see in her the image of a young person who dares to dream and act to turn those dreams into reality.
However, I also think fans should view this story realistically and objectively. Her success is not something that can be easily replicated. Each person has their own circumstances, abilities, and path. The key is not to become another Sorensen-McGee, but to learn from her mindset, perseverance, proactiveness, and the ability to seize opportunities. Additionally, her intense upcoming schedule, from the O'Reilly Cup and international matches to tours, reveals another side of professional sports, pressure and high intensity. It reminds us that behind the spotlight lies a great deal of unseen effort. Fans often see moments on the field, but rarely the training hours, injuries, and personal sacrifices athletes endure. Therefore, another important lesson is respect for others' journeys, for the effort they put in, and avoiding superficial judgments of success or failure. This applies not only to sports but to all areas of life. In conclusion, Braxton Sorensen-McGee's story is not just sports news, but a story about choices, growth, and self-transcendence. It makes me reflect on how I set goals, approach opportunities, and build my own path. The biggest lesson I take away is, dare to dream, but also have a clear plan to turn dreams into reality, value the environment that helps you grow, and most importantly, maintain a mindset of learning and gratitude throughout your journey. For fans, this story is a reminder that success does not come overnight. It is the result of persistence, discipline, and good decisions. And sometimes, what inspires us most is not victory itself, but the ongoing journey of moving forward, just like that of a young individual like Sorensen-McGee.
Scrum Masters Elite _UK, goodbye. The Sorensen-McGee journey reminds us to dare to choose our path. Stay disciplined, and remain grateful. Subscribe to keep growing.